Advanced Elements is the leader in design and manufacturing of inflatable kayaks with cutting-edge technology and providing excellent customer service. All of their products are designed to give paddlers the tools they need at a value they deserve. Check them out at advancedelements.com or call toll-free at 866-262-9076.
Hello and welcome to Paddling Places Florida Adventures. I'm your host, Mr. D. Today is part 2 of the GoPro MAX 360 or 360 MAX, whatever you prefer. And that's the 360-degree camera that I tested out yesterday on the walkabouts and stuff, but the lake here was not cooperating as far as getting it on the water. So today is absolutely gorgeous. So what we're going to do is we're going to test that, and I'm actually testing out a couple things today along with that. The camera I have forward right now is the DJI Pocket 2 camera. Off to the side over here is the GoPro Hero 9, and then in my bag here is the GoPro MAX 360. And what I want to do is when I get to the other side here, I will set up the MAX 360 over there in the shade line and set it up where the DJI Pocket is right now. And I'll take the Pocket 2 down, and then I will go ahead and start testing on-water test for the MAX 360. Also today I'm doing a test of a new mount system that I can mount on the side of the kayak. I did a video on that. I'll put the link in the description, enabling me to be hands-free and not have to worry about it going overboard. Like I said, there's a video on that right now. Again, I'll put the link in the description. Actually, it's running right now. Let me cut to that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue our morning paddle here. Of course, I have the coffee with me, and we're going to continue the morning paddle and get up over on the other side of the lake, and then I'll set up the 360 and then start doing some testing there. So hey, we'll be back in a bit. All right guys, so what I'm going to do now real quick is on this new fancy mount thing, I want you to see how I mount this mount up. Now there it is right there, guys, and what I'm going to do is unlock the ball right here. That gets it to hang like that. Then I'm going to drop this. Now it seems to be doing fine. Now, I leave the ball loose because it has that hyper smooth and horizon lock and all that kind of crazy stuff. That's why I recommended that you get the 9 for this particular mod. But you can see right now how well this will work for you. Now I'm about 3 inches above the water line right here, and you can see this is pretty cool. Now you can lock down that ball if you want to, but it's totally up to you. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to paddle with this thing, and the cool thing is I can manipulate this anywhere I want it to go to get some really creative shots. And again, I'm shooting this with the GoPro Hero 9 Black. And that's the one I recommend for this mod, because it has, again, it has horizon lock, and it has a hyper smooth, and they call it 3.0. It's really smooth. But you can do all kinds of cool stuff with this. I can drop this down even lower. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Now I'm finding out leaving the ball loose is really a cool way to go. Now here I'm right up against the side of the boat. Oop. Right there. And it gives you a really cool perspective of what you're filming. Now I'm going to bring this around. I'm going to tighten the ball just a little bit. It's a little bit too loose. There we go. Now you can see the kind of shots you can get right here, and it's really easy to bring it back up into selfie mode. Now here you see how I've got it set up right here. Now loosen that ball just a tad, and that makes that ball, you see here, it just wiggles around, and then you can just touch it with your finger. Get your height the way you want it set. And we are recording right now. And the cool thing is you can do all this while you continue to paddle and get all this footage. It's really a cool idea. Again, that's using the PhotoPro UFO 2, and that's the flex tripod, extension arm, a GoPro ball mount system. I'll put a link to that video in the description. So I'm going to put it back up into selfie mode, and it shouldn't be that big a deal. This is first time on water testing for this. And you just bring this back up here. Now I've got it back in place here. All you got to do is make sure it's leveled up, and then now you can get your selfie work done and your narrations and all that kind of stuff on water. Now I'm going to separate. I'm using the audio here from the DJI Pocket 2, but I'm going to cut that audio away so you can hear the stock audio on the GoPro Hero 9 to give you an idea of how the audio will be when you're using this system. But it really works well. I'm really pleased. I mean, it hasn't moved. And there again, there's the system right there, the little bungee lock cord in case something does happen. And that's why I don't have the media mod on the GoPro Hero 9. That keeps it waterproof. So that way, if anything does happen, I can grab the tether and not have a problem and lose the camera. And you don't want to do that anyway. So anyway, guys, we are going to continue our paddle, and then we're going to set up for the 360 up here, and then we'll start that process. So hey, we'll be back in a bit. Well, here we go, guys. We have got this set up and extended pretty high on the Airvolution kayak using the mount that I use for my DJI Pocket 2. And the audio is coming actually from the GoPro MAX 360, mainly because I don't have a other mic that will work with it. So I don't know what the distance is. It's probably about a good 4.5, 5 feet away from me. That's with height and distance. And but it's actually pretty cool. So we're going to do a little bit of paddling here, and we're going to check this thing out and see how it does on water. I'm real curious to see how it does. And working with the 360 on the kayak, and it seems to be somewhat stable, but I'm not really sure. So what I'm going to do is stop the camera for right now. Well, not yet. I got to get out of this mess. So ooh, that's a big bass right there. So enjoy the footage, and hey, we'll be back in a second. Well, guys, I think the 360 Max is a keeper for on-water kayaking without question. I mean, it really gives you some great perspectives. You can, mess around with the footage and all that kind of stuff, and it's all done through keyframes, but you can manipulate it from 360 to 2D, what they call flat video. And you're able to use that stuff using a big close-up. Okay. There used to be a channel right there that I used to go through, but the vegetation has outgrown it now. It's actually grown over it. So anyway, I think this 360 is going to be a phenomenal tool for use on the water, along with this side mount system that allows me to get some really creative lower shots, and then now the 360 camera up top. And I'm going to lower it down a little bit and see where it starts picking up the bottom of the tripod. So I'm going to do that right now. One and two. Now I put it pretty much straight on me. You can see it picks up the tripod there, so you're going to have to raise it a little bit more than that. So I'm going to raise it back up to right here and then see what the result is. I'm just testing to find out what the height I need to get to where the tripod goes away. Well, hey guys, I'm going to let you enjoy some of the scenery here. Like I said, the eagles are over there. Hopefully they're in their nest today, but I'm not sure. We have 2 nesting bald eagles that come out and do their thing, but they were really late this year, so I don't know what happened. But anyway, they are back. I was excited about that. I normally see them like in October or November, and we didn't see them until February. So February or March is when we started first seeing them. So I don't know what happened. It's probably COVID. They wouldn't let them out of state. So anyway, guys, hey, enjoy this scenery, and we'll be back in a bit. One of the things you got to learn about a 360, guys, because of the file size, and because you're shooting in, what is it, 5.7K or 5.3 or something, I don't know, it's a lot. And those files are massive. They are really huge. So my best advice, if you're going to use a 360, keep your clips short. I mean, like a minute and a half is a long time on a 360 when it comes to post-production and rendering and all that kind of crazy stuff you're doing. So kind of keep your clips short. That's the best advice I can give you there. Now, granted, they have improved greatly. The GoPro MAX 360 over the Fusion. Fusion I owned, and it was horrible. I couldn't get post-production stuff. I was so frustrated in that. And it would take like forever for the files to render out. And I said, man, this thing is out of here. So I turned my way away from 360 cameras for almost 2 years. I was looking at the Max to see the improvements they've made. And I'll tell you what, it is actually not that hard once you learn post-production systems. Am I clear your line, bud?
Is that at the bottom?
Okay, we're cool. All right, man, thanks.
All right, yeah.
I didn't want to tangle up on you.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
I want to see, let's do some what we call run-in vegetation shots here. And I want to run in here and see in post-production how I can make those all come together. I think it's going to be kind of a really cool idea. And you know, here's another thing I want to bring up, guys. This 360 camera, that I can raise it like that, makes it look like it's aerial. I do have a drone, but I can't fly it anywhere. There are so many restrictions and government regulations and state regulations, and it's got to where you really can't fly it unless you have your own farm somewhere with a gazillion acres. Because if you fly it around population, you can't do that. If you're within 5 miles of an airport, you can't do that. If you're in a state park or a national park, you can't do that. So a lot of my reviews are in state parks and national forests and stuff like that. And I would love to be able to take the drone up. I'm a responsible drone pilot. I don't go but 35, 40 feet in the air, and that's the most I do. But with all the regulations, my brand new drone basically sits in its case at home. So what I'm going to do is actually end up selling this thing. I've got the DJI Mini, and I mean, it's tricked out. It's skinned. It's got extra landing legs on it. It's phenomenal. It's a great drone. I love it, but I can't fly it. So I'm going to be ending up selling that bad boy. Well, hey guys, we are going to wrap up part 2 of the GoPro MAX 360 review. And on water it worked. I mean, it's getting choppy and nasty out here now. Actually, I'm being pushed, literally pushed back to the launch site. It's kind of cool. I don't have to work so hard. But anyway, we're going to wrap this up now and call it a day. And I'm also, as far as the Airvolution side mount system, I actually moved the Pocket 2 over to that. I wanted to see how it would handle it, and it's handling it extremely well. But again, that Pocket 2 is not waterproof, so I kind of like the idea it being on the center run. But this thing is moving, it's not doing anything. I'm going to let you see for yourself here. I'm going to turn this thing around, and we're going to finish up our paddle, guys. Again, I hope you enjoyed this, and for me, the GoPro 360 MAX is a keeper. Once I learned the post-production nuances and actual difficulties of getting that thing to edit, because I mean, if you're doing 3D virtual reality VR stuff, it's not really that hard, but you have to have the software if you want to do pro cuts. But you can do it in their app. GoPro has a great app. It's called the GoPro Player. And in the GoPro Player, you can do all kinds of edits and stuff like that. And you have to run all your files through GoPro Viewer anyway, for it to convert the proprietary file names of the 360 files. And then once you can do that, then you can save it as a standard 360 video, a VR video, but it takes away that proprietary file name. But it's not really that hard. There's a lot of reviews out there on how to do that, or how-to videos on how to do that. And I watched them, and I watched them intently. And then finally one day I was watching this one guy, and the light bulb went off in my head, and I said, oh man, this is easy as heck. So I went and put the GoPro viewer in my, and I have a Mac, and I put it in there and was able to upload those. And that's when I learned to keep your files short on the 360. You don't want to have them really over a minute, but a minute and a half max. Now, I did one today, it was almost 2 minutes long. I don't know what the rendering time will be on that. And then you figure I'm going to edit those anyway. And the cool thing is with the application, you can actually edit your entire 360 right there on your cell phone, and get it ready to go and do all your editing, and all your transition work and all that kind of stuff can be done right there. So anyway, guys, hey, we'll see you on the next one.